Hey guys, that's Justina from Justina Smile Photography. Today I'll talk about ISO. So photography has a structure made of three main pillars: aperture, shutter speed, and ISO. I already covered aperture and shutter speed, and links to the videos you can see in the description below. So today I'll talk about ISO. So what is ISO? Simply speaking, while aperture and shutter speed is physically hitting the sensor and controlling the amount of light, ISO controls the amount of light camera needs by digitally controlling the image sensor sensitivity. One advantage of ISO is that increasing ISO, less light is needed to have the same exposure. So doubling the ISO from 400 to 800 would result camera needing only half as much light for the same exposure. However, one disadvantage is that increasing ISO, the amount of noise increases as well. In this image you can see the difference of noise in each picture, and it only increases while increasing ISO. So what it means is that even though you can enjoy ISO in low light conditions as it gives you a faster shutter speed, it also brings you noise and it reduces the image quality. So how do you know when to use higher ISO values? You should ask yourself 3 questions. So the first question is, are your surroundings dark or bright? If you're taking pictures outdoors, pay attention, is it daytime or is it the middle of the night? If you're taking pictures indoors, just have a look through the window. Is it a lot of natural light source or is it pretty dim and it needs some push of ISO? So if the light is very good, keep your ISO as low as possible. If the light is getting darker, just increase the ISO. A second question you have to ask yourself, do you have a tripod? If you do, you can just simply use a slow shutter speed and keep the ISO as low as possible. In this way, you'll have a good quality image, and due to a slow shutter speed, you'll have nicely exposed picture. A third question you have to ask yourself, do you want to freeze this motion you see or you don't freeze the motion? Basically, if you shoot in the low light conditions, you somehow have to increase the light source, either by increasing ISO, either lowering the shutter speed, or also lowering the number of aperture. One thing is, if you want to freeze action in this, let's say you want to freeze the waves in the water, you have to increase the ISO. If you want them silky and smooth, it's totally fine to keep the low ISO and then make the shutter speed slower, which will blur out the action. So to sum up, you just have to really think about your surroundings, environment, and what's your goal of the picture. One thing you have to understand, that to have a well-exposed picture but a little bit noisy is much better than having underexposed picture with no noise. So don't be afraid to use ISO for exposing your image, especially when you don't have another choice. Because getting an image with a little bit of noise, it's okay. But having an underexposed pictures and then post-processing to make it brighter, that's gonna be way worse. So to sum up, even though 90% of the time you won't even change ISO, 10% of the time you might use it for night photography, indoors photography, sports photography, or wildlife photography, where you might need to freeze the action. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video and now you understand what is ISO. If you liked it, then just give it a like. If you would like to see more videos, just subscribe to the channel. Bye! Guys, where are you? Okay, I'll try to increase an ISO, maybe it will help. Oh, I think I see you. Oh, here you are. Bye, guys. I'm all good now. All good, like totally normal, as always.